What's up, nerds, and welcome to another Noisy Pixel Discussions. Today we are going to talk about Ubisoft Forward's live stream. It's their E3 style presentation without E3. I'm your host, Sara Lopez. Joining me today, Ter Aparicio.
Hello.
And Mark Damati.
Hello, people.
So, guys, let's jump into where they kind of started things off. The first trailer that they revealed was Watch Dogs Legion. Mark, how did you feel about that?
They played a really nice intro movie that had some like really cool cartoon CG effect to it. I don't know what you would call that. Almost in like it almost looked in engine, but regardless, I thought it was the idea and the genre that they were portraying was very cool. Like this neo city, this neo like modern city kind of vibe. When they got to the gameplay, I was kind of upset because it kind of just looked like something I've seen before. Like we say a lot here, but I really like the art style, like the visuals that they were trying to go for.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you a lot of Ghost Recon, the new one. What I don't know what it's called. That one, Breakpoint or whatever. It resembles that with like your covering stuff and you're kind of sneaky and you use all this cool tech. I don't know. It's definitely a Ubisoft game.
There's definitely like a mishmash of a few things, I feel like.
And that opening cinematics looks like the new Guy Ritchie film. Just like random London people.
It was a
yelling
cool film. It was a cool film.
But yeah, it's definitely a Ubisoft game. Victor, what did you think about it?
Yeah, well, for one, I also like the opening cinematic or whatever it was. It kind of reminds me of one of those episodes of Love, Death, Robots. That's also on Netflix. But yeah, as for the game, like I was thinking earlier before we started that I think that technically it's a very interesting game to be able to pretty much almost take control of any NPC, and then like it's like fully voiced and animated, and they have their own like different stats or like weapon set, like this construction guy had like his wrench and his robo drone for construction. And I just think like that sounds like conceptually that sounds like a game that takes like a billion years to develop, but so I'm very interested in like how that all works and how they like streamline that.
So I want to know so they had a part where this cop character walks into infiltrates some cop office,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if I could just go in guns blazing and get the same story beats and outcome, that's because if they force you to kind of use this one person for this one mission, that kind of makes things a little linear and makes the whole idea of the switching to anybody kind of like not usable, like I would want to take it on my way if they're giving me that opportunity, but if they're taking that away from me for certain missions,
I would hope that they allow that, because like it would be fun to like rank up, or let's say rank up one character that you may like, and then it would add some decision making to the plot. Obviously, but I also feel like some people might be much better in certain situations like than others. Like how is someone with a gun gonna be worse than the man with a wrench? I don't understand.
Yeah, but can't you equip the man with the wrench with a different weapon?
Hopefully, maybe.
Hopefully, I mean, then, but still, like I feel like it would be in like the genre of construction. Like if it's not a wrench, what is it? Like you had a nail gun, right? Like is a nail gun better than a rifle? I don't know.
Hey, I mean, if you're good, then you
I hope so. I hope
maybe there's some like handling stats where it's like yeah, the construction guy can have a gun, but he's not very good at it, and he reloads super slowly, as opposed to when you warp into someone else who's really into like assault rifles or something.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. I wonder if there's a certain way that we should be playing this game.
It's the village people of Ubisoft.
This is Ubisoft. They're known for being a bit formulaic with their games. So, I mean, you got a game. You can have a game where like 90%, like 98% of it is a bunch of like shooting everything and exploding, and then for some reason you have to do a stealth mission, even though stealth like not even the character's thing. So
they give you tons of features and you don't need any of them.
So point being, I wouldn't be surprised if you're forced to be the grandma in some missions and a construction guy the next.
They love that grandma. So the game's coming out on October 29th now, and I mean, we'll play it. So that's all we can really say.
It looks more interesting than the other Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know. What do you? How do you feel?
yeah. Watch Dogs 2 is just a little too millennial for me.
Don't do it. Don't, you insulted one of my favorite games.
Like the whole like getting coffee and I mean, I thought the main character was really cool though. I thought the setting was cool, San Francisco was cool. But I just get lost in these open world games. And I think this one looks like there's just so much to do that I'm just gonna get overwhelmed. Just put on a visual novel.
I feel like I didn't get that vibe, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
See, a game that really surprised me was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is now coming out on November 17th. So, yeah, what are your first reactions to this game, Mark?
I think that one looks full of life. Honestly, I played previous Assassin's Creeds, and I'm not a huge fan of like waiting around or like having conversations for a long period of time. Like in games, I just want to play a game, kind of, you know. But I feel like this new Assassin's Creed is this whole new rebirth of the genre. It's so much more action based, I feel like, but you still have those raw elements of Assassin's Creed that people like. The jumping off things, the running on fences. But I think they did at least from what they've shown, I think are doing a great job in development.
Well, what about you, Victor?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like my perspective of the series was like I kind of got burnt out of it. I played like it used to be my favorite. I played the first, second Brotherhood and all that stuff, and I just got burnt out of it because it was more the same. And when they did a sort of quote unquote rebirth with Odyssey and Origins, they're just like, oh, now it's like hitbox based instead of animations and like all the and like they're like revamping everything. I was just like, but you're still a person like in a hood. Like I did like the Egyptian one. That one's like a little bit more, at least visually, more deviation from it. But like this looks like a complete like flip of the script, and I hope that it does what all fans hope they do, which is get rid of all the terminate or whatever terminus stuff. I forgot what it's called.
But
That's how much I think.
that's what makes Assassin's Creed Assassin's Creed.
No, Assassin's Creed is stabbing people with a hidden blade. That's all people want to do.
No, it's the terminus stuff. That's
Oh,
what I
no.
hate. That's what I hated about the other entries. Like that's what I loved about Assassin's Creed 2 is that they did so well setting up the story and they completely threw all that away in Assassin's Creed 3.
I don't know, the golden apple stuff and the lady hologram lady predicting the ends of the world. Like, come on, I don't want all that.
What I do see your point though about the style of this game and how much different it is than the others. And I really think that this makes it so there might be a chance for Prince of Persia because Assassin's Creed before just looked so much like Prince of Persia when looking at the setting and the kind of style of the main characters, but this is just so far away from that. And you're very much removed away from the Prince of Persia setting.
Yeah. And another point I make too is that it's no longer about like what you or like this small group of like assassins want. Like it's pretty much like it's about family. You have to take your Viking like brotherhood and like armies and like try to settle somewhere and try to find I guess peace in a very hostile land. So it's kind of neat.
It's cool too because Vikings aren't really good guys,
Oh no.
but neither were the British. So it's like you are very much killing probably some innocent people every now and then.
You gotta send a message like, don't mess with us. We're gonna rip off a kid's head. Like, I don't know. Look at there.
Where Watch Dogs looks a lot like a Ghost Recon game. This game looks like a brand new Ubisoft style game. There's none of that cover based stuff. They kind of have the stealth elements, but I believe that this game would do better in my eyes for me because it's so much different.
Mm.
Mark, anything else you got to say about this?
Burn down all the cottages.
Yeah, burn them down. Don't even loot them.
Burn cottages, technology.
Every single one. Just before you even find anybody, just shoot the roof. That's it. Just burn it.
So they did reveal some other stuff, some mobile games. I don't even want to talk about it really, but Elite Squad, that Tom Clancy game for mobile games, and they have
Oh,
Sam
no.
Fisher in there. They really,
Fortnite.
yeah, it's like Fortnite for your mobile phones. It's Tom Clancy's Fortnite.
I wonder if you can go fishing in this one too.
Then they had Hyperscape, which is in open beta right now, so you can actually play it. It's a battle royale shooter. It looks like borrowing elements from all the other hero-based shooters that are out right now, but in a battle royale setting and not so open fields. Victor, will you be playing this game?
I think so. Like you said, with it's like the closest thing I can get from it is like the environment is sort of like when you're in the city areas of Call of Duty Warfare, but like you said, it's like hero shooter. You got all these powers and crazy jumping around stuff. So I feel like it's a pretty cool dynamic. I feel like I'm gonna get really pissed off a lot because I'm gonna be like, look at that guy with the sword on the floor. That guy's an idiot. I'm way up here, and then he can jump really quickly up to me and like stab me in the face. I'm gonna party rage a little bit, but I'm gonna see if I can have fun with it.
Okay. Well, be sure to let us know your thoughts. And then we have the Far Cry 6 reveal. It's Far Cry 6. It has it's like Far Cry Breaking Bad edition. Yeah, it has what's his name? Anton Castillo. He's
playing the same role he played in the other Breaking Bad TV. You know,
protagonist, I believe, unless he's the protagonist, but he doesn't have those vibes. He's not really giving those protagonist vibes. What can you tell us about this game, Victor?
Yes. So first of all, it comes out February 18th. So not close, but not far away. We're not waiting like, a whole other 2 years or something like that. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, sadly, it was not. There's no gameplay. They did say there's going to be another Ubisoft Forward event, so whenever that is. But the story trailer is like him having this diabolical lesson to teach his son about like how to dictate your land and your people and your city. And the metaphor was that that everyone is basically a fucking grenade, and to keep them all tamed and quiet, you got to hold them tight like a grenade, or else you're all gonna explode. And that was the whole thing. And that's he might get some good dad awards for that, so that's pretty fun.
You can always just put a pin in it, can't you?
Can you put the pin back? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, you can. I'm
not around grenades enough to know that. Oh. But definitely setting the setting. God, I'm so good at talking. And the tone for the game. You're on this nation island of Yara. It's sort of Brazil-ish. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know countries, but it's the same stuff. It's like there's a dictator. You're liberating your country by fighting them back with like guns and hiring animals to do your bidding for you, like the last game. And it's just Far Cry. It's Far Cry. I really want to see what else they're going to do different, but sadly I didn't see that today. And yes,
neither of the previous Far Cries that I've played for the story. I simply play them to clear out those little icons and do silly things with my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
It's never been about. I mean, they've always had cool antagonists, and this one it just got cooler. But in the end, I don't really care about the story. But I'm sure people do.
Yeah, the last time I cared about the story was in part 4, because it didn't like change the ending, but there were different endings, and even an ending where you can beat the game in like 20 seconds by doing nothing or something.
Oh yeah, and then he just kind of lets you go.
And then the next game was more of just a twist at the end. So I wonder if they're just gonna keep going with that, or if there's gonna be like really like Easter eggy ways to go about the game. So here's hoping for the revival of Voss, the most underused best villain ever.
What about you, Mark? Do you care about Far Cry?
No, I don't really know too much about Far Cry. I didn't even. Are there all the stories like you said about like anarchy and stuff like that, like overthrowing something?
Yeah, there's always someone. There's someone in power. There's always someone in power to overthrow. Basically, all of them.
I don't know. I never played them. It's kind of just like GTA in the jungle to me, at least the one I saw it at the time. That's how I felt. I'm not like a
It's
huge.
always
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like the best opinion when it comes to these types of games. I just like action games, and when I'm like constantly in it, the open world traveling is just not for me anymore. At least I used to play a lot of GTA and things like that, but I grew out of it. I'm sorry.
that comes to the end, but they didn't reveal anything about Beyond Good and Evil 2, and that's kind of disappointing.
What's
That's all I
going
have
on
to
with that
say
game?
about that.
Yeah.
I don't really know. But any closing thoughts, Mark?
That's all I have to say about that.
Closing thoughts, Victor?
At least Beyond Good and Evil is not in the hands of Amazon Game Studios, who have yet to put out a significant game since forming like 3 years ago.
Okay, my closing thoughts are in Far Cry 6, you can get a dog named Chorizo. That's that. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts on the Ubisoft Forward, and let us know how much you're willing to shill out for all these microtransactions that are coming your way from all these upcoming games. Till next time, see you later.
See ya, everybody.
Bye.